This time on our singles segment, where we usually do hot new singles that have recently come out, we're going to do an electronic sort of pivot with two recent electronic releases that have come out.
Yeah.
One is off by Hardwell. He's a very prominent electronic musician. He just released Rebels Never Die. And there was one song off it called Pac-Man that was, you know, one of those like kind of like witty electronic things, like people saying, people were saying like when we were kids that we were become like Pac-Man playing video games. No, we're not. That's ridiculous. Munching on dots, dancing to electronic music in the dark, running around in rooms and shit. I'm messing up the thing. It's funnier than that, kind of. But my main point is that, wow, Hardwell is making music in 2022 that sounds like music that he made in 2012.
Yep. I was going to say the same thing. It sounds like, 2010s, early 2010s era EDM. It's all right, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, it definitely plays better for certain contexts, like if you are exercising or if you're actually at one of the live shows with a lot of the music. But you've heard a lot of interesting things from electronic music. You're starting to see a lot of genres dig into electronic music for inspiration. You hear something like this, and it's very uninspired, to say the least. And a lot of Rebels Never Die, which I listened through a little bit, was, very uninspired, I would say, unfortunately. So, we like to get electronic music releases, especially albums on Audioface to get to kind of listen to, but a lot of them just kind of are DJ mixes or, just like a little bit not exploratory, and Hardwell is just like one of those examples.
Yeah, I get that. It's hard, and that's something that I would like to have more of a conversation on. So, what? It's hard.
You said 2 laps.
3 laps. Yeah, I would like to dive in more at some point in the conversation about electronic music and how we should review it, / also like what the good electronic stuff is. A lot of it's mixes. A lot of it is, on SoundCloud or other things and not actual albums. There are a few of them that we have reviewed on here that are fantastic. But those are quite rare, I would say.
Way too rare, that's for sure. And next we have Forever by Totally Enormous Extinct Dinosaurs, aka Teed, off of When the Lights Go, which was another release they did. And Totally Enormous Extinct Dinosaurs, they've made a few types of electronic things here and there. Some things that are like a little bit more peppy. This is a little more slowed down. I'd say almost a little bit too slowed down, because this was really bending the definition of what I could call like an electronic dance record, so to speak.
Yeah, it's on the border of it. It reminds me a little bit of some of Daphne's work, but not as inspired as Daphne.
That's very short and sweet.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way to put it.
And then this is a little bit of a curveball, but another thing was put on here by a producer who will decide to go unnamed for this hot take, was Big Wild, which was apparently an electronic release, but I listened to that also, and it was even less of an electronic release. And this other producer on Audioface said, having given the Big Wild album a spin, it's a pop psych rock album with instruments so different from where he started. It's always interesting when an artist pivots their sound significantly. That being said, the album's bad.
That's fucking hilarious.